Hello students, this is Nathan Bryan with the Digital Monkey School, and this is Lecture 6 of the Beginner's Class to Maya. If you remember from our last session, we set up a scene ready to start animating and then final render. We're going to do a basic walk cycle for this lecture, and we're just going to do a quick animation, 24 frames, to give him a basic step. So for a full walk cycle, you need each foot to take one step so that he starts and ends with the same frame. So let's make that first frame. That first frame is going to have both legs spread open and the arms facing in the other direction. Maybe a bit of rotation in the torso. So like that. Make sure that the feet are on the ground, like so. Now we can select everything and hit S. If you see on the timeline here, S makes a little red dash on the keyframe we were on. So we're going to go all the way to the end and hit S again. This makes the first frame and the last frame exactly the same. The next one we want to do is in the very center, and we want to do the opposite pose. So we're going to go to the center and start rotating everything to be in the opposite pose. His feet are still on the ground, and you can see the character move. So, nice and smooth, but one thing is, because we didn't hit S, not all of the objects are keyed, and we want to make sure all of them are keyed, so we're going to select everything, go to this key and hit S. Next stage would be to go to the center, so 6 or somewhere like that. Grab the root and bring it up so that the feet are still on the ground. We can do the same thing over here at, say, 19. Make sure we select everything and key in for both of those. So now you can see we have a basic walk cycle. If I hit play, the character should continue walking. So there you have the walk cycle. Let's create a camera and prepare for final render. So create camera's camera. Exactly like the lighting, you can look through it. Panels, look through selected, and set it up so that we see everything we want to see in it. Do a quick test render. Okay, that's good. So we have our camera, we have our light, textures, animation. Now we want to set up a project folder so that when we render it out, the video goes somewhere where we know it's going. So we're going to open up File, Project Window. We're going to give it a new name. And give it a location to save the folder under. And I'm going to do it under my projects folder, which I have set out. You can do it on your desktop. We're going to make sure that it has the name. and select, make sure that the name is there, and hit accept. Now if you go to your project window, projects, Walking Man should be right there. And when you open it, you'll see a bunch of things. Whenever you save your project, it'll go under Scenes. Whenever you render it out, it should go under Images. So let's go ahead and start the render. We're going to open up Display Render Settings window. This is where we're going to set up all of our information as to how to export this video. Image format. Instead of going for images for this basic class, we're going to do a video. So we're going to pick AVI and put the start frame and end frame, so 1 and 24. Put end frame at 24. Instead of the perspective camera being the renderable camera, we're going to put it to camera 1, which is the camera we created. 640 by 480 will be good for this assignment. Hit close and go to the rendering bar. So this drop-down menu, rendering, and hit render, batch render. If you'll notice down here, it'll say, rendering with Maya software. In a second you'll see it begin to tick by frames and finally come to a rendering complete. See Maya render log text for information. We can now come in here, go to images, and there's our video. There it is. I hope you all enjoyed it. Have a great afternoon. I will see you in the next class.